Well, this month, the FBI released its annual crime report for 2014, and overall, it shows a drop in violent crime from a year ago. And aggravated assaults were the most prevalent across the country, making up nearly 64% of those recorded violent crimes. Now, the FBI not only crunching the numbers, the organization also joined the fight alongside detectives here in Baltimore. In August, agents from the Bureau, the ATF, DEA, Secret Service, and U.S. Marshals were embedded with the homicide unit. The goal was to allow some collaboration for an easier flow of information between those agencies when it came to solving murders and getting suspects off the street. Now, this 60-day BFED operation added 10 federal agents to the Baltimore force. Now, critics have wondered if the additional manpower, though, has really made a difference as we watch those numbers continue climbing here at home. But one crime-fighting strategy in Baltimore suggests that a neighborhood that is cared for is a safer place to live. It takes city leaders out of their offices, puts them in their walking shoes, and they're called crime and grime walks. And for months, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake has led these walks with police and city officials through several neighborhoods in search of ways to spruce things up.
I'm very focused on cleaning our communities, and I know and communities know that sometimes crime and grime go hand in hand.
Now, the goal is to identify areas that need the city's attention. It also puts city leaders face to face with the people who live there. The hope is that these interactions will build trust and a partnership within the community. This week, we gave you a chance to weigh in on our discussion of violent crime here in Baltimore. It's our social media poll, and we asked, what do you think is the best strategy in fighting the rising violent crime rate? Your choices: additional cops on the street, more recreational activities for kids, and cleanup of neighborhoods, trash, and grime. You went with more officers, 64% of you, and thank you again. We'll do that again coming up in our next show as well. So I'm joined now with our I-Team's lead investigative reporter, Jane Miller. Jane has covered crime throughout Baltimore for decades, and how can we not come to you and ask some questions? The big question now, as we talk to T.J. Smith, his boss is trying to get this job permanently.
Correct. Been named so by the mayor, but has to go through confirmation by the city council.
A long way to go still. April 14th, I think, is the date they've given.
You know, you would expect that based on the city council's track record that this would kind of be a breeze-through process. I think that there are certainly some really pressing questions that council members may want to ask about Kevin Davis and to Kevin Davis to really kind of probe his thinking, his philosophy, his strategy. You know, one of the things is that he was the #2 guy during the riots, so he was there. Right. You know, what role did he play those nights when it looked to be such a chaotic situation and such complaints from the rank and file and you know, communities that things weren't, there wasn't good leadership? What was he doing? Sure. That may be a question that he gets. Going forward, he has said in interviews after his July 9th, after the mayor named him interim commissioner, that he says policing is a matter of service, not enforcement. Well, what does that mean? Okay. This gets to what you were talking about with TJ and what we've talked about, you know, the whole debate in policing is what should the relationship be? One of the things that I just want to point out in the poll about the more officers, Baltimore City, in terms of how much money per capita gets spent on policing, is #3 in the country, and just barely below Newark. Yeah. Washington's #1, that would be to be expected, then Newark, then. So we don't lack for police officers in this town. We don't lack for spending on police. In fact, I mean, I think that if you listen to the debate around the country, that's one of the complaints of the debate, is that we've put all our eggs in that basket. Yeah. So we expect our police officers to be social workers, and they're not.
They can't be.
No, they are not social workers.
Tell me this, you've been in the game for a bit. What has worked? You know, we went through one commissioner who thought that you stop everybody for everything with the hopes that it goes down. Then you have an easier approach. You go door to door, you meet your neighbors, that kind of thing. So what's the middle ground, do you think, from what you've seen, in order to get the numbers?
You talk to the guys in these communities, the young men who have so little opportunity, what they will talk to you consistently about is opportunity. And what I mean by that is the opportunity to see a way out, a pathway out. And that has to do with employment. You know, I hear people say, oh, you know, these are criminals, et cetera, et cetera. You know, my experience has been, through covering this for many years, and especially in the past 6 months, has been that given an alternative opportunity, that would be the pathway, is to have employment, to be able to build and sustain yourself through, you know, legitimate means and not illicit drug trafficking. So what works? I mean, this is a very complicated question. I think we know what doesn't work. The drug arrests haven't worked. Even the gun enforcement hasn't worked. We still have a lot of guns in the street. The kind of policing tactics that have gone on in Baltimore and other urban areas haven't worked terribly well. It's created a lot of distrust, mistrust, and bad relationships, but it hasn't been very effective to making people feel safer.
Sure.
So, therefore, does a guy like Kevin Davis lead that charge in what could be a very short stint, as we know? Primaries in April. Next mayor may be, it's not going to be Stephanie Rawlings Blake, so, you know, but does he try to be the guy nationally that leads that charge to a different way of doing business? A really substantially different way of doing business, I might add. I mean, if you listen to the debate carefully that's going on around the country, everybody is wrestling with those kinds of questions.
We could go all day. Thank you so much. I
all
appreciate
week.
you.
Absolutely.